The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Let's fix this piece of shit.
That is
We're fixing Ghost today.
how we would fix Ghost. Where to start?
Jacob, I know you have a lot.
I know I do.
Let's start with where we always start. Let's start the opening. Get a new opening.
Yeah, it needs a complete...
Again, I didn't mind the opening, so...
It needs a complete new opening. It needs to not be generic anime chill, and
But let's start with the... Here's how I would fix one of our main issues with that, which is the fact that he keeps repeating himself. Turn the 90 days into a year.
Yeah.
There you go.
And which there's no way that this show could do it again. Like, turn the 90 days into a year. Do not let him...
That's how long the show's going to air.
And honestly, at the end of the show, and this is a bold move, when he gets them all, he wishes the sister comes back and he stays dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's his sacrifice as Kamen Rider. To bring back his friend's sister and he stays dead. Like, pull a Goku at the fucking end of the Cell saga. He's like, you know what? I'm done. I feel like that would be a great moment. And I understand that it's like, oh, then he can't come back in future seasons. If Aunt can come back, then he can come back. You'll find a way.
In the XA movie, he suddenly has a new life because it's a video game.
See, that makes sense. They're playing around with the goddamn theme of the next show, which is fine with me.
Yeah.
What are you doing getting a life?
Scott Pilgrim the Kamen
And
Rider.
that's how he comes back.
But
Easy enough to fix it from there on out.
But yeah, that is the first thing. That is first and foremost the thing I would fix, which is that, and that way, all of the icons take more time to get. We're not getting one and then getting another one and getting another one. Also, Newton's last, or he's nerfed.
Remove Mugen. Have Grateful be the final, because it encapsulates everything that we've actually done with all of the various icons that he's had to get.
And have Boost be the mid-season power-up.
Make Grateful better.
Yeah.
I found Grateful to be so annoying.
And as a former, aesthetic-wise.
Bit of both.
Fair.
Yeah.
Most, because, I mean, Grateful, we talk about, how noisy the belts and everything can get. Grateful, you don't need to have every single
name said
every time you take a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that.
Yeah, it does make
it's just excessive. I also don't like how it looks.
No,
it does need a redesign.
It does,
but
like if you,
I like Mugen a lot more.
I've seen people kind of combine Mugen with the aesthetic of Grateful and adding all of the faces onto it. Maybe do something like that. But I absolutely understand what you're saying. Have Boost be the mid-season and have fucking Grateful be the final.
Yeah.
But I still think that the goddamn icons need to be spaced out more between.
Oh, no, they definitely do. That'll definitely end up help the pacing a lot. So we don't end up getting Toy Rush at the beginning like we did with this.
And I'm not saying that it needs to be a two-parter to get it like fucking Wizard.
No. We're doing a continuous story, so it just makes sense a lot better. People just pop up or just do like a one-off episode because two-parters don't really help. So it slows down your story too much in a lot of cases. Mm-hmm. As we saw in Forza, where every other episode could be skipped.
And as Jacob was saying in the review, I think that one monk character definitely needs to be older.
Combine Gramps
with the monk?
With
Onari.
Yeah. Just make them one character.
Can we get rid of the floating icon?
Yuzuru.
Right, we didn't even talk about that thing.
The kitty.
Yeah.
Because it turned out to be a kitty.
Yeah, it was a cat.
I don't care. Get rid of him.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it in a review, but that's because we had already enough to be annoyed by. So,
hey, listen! Here's this new historical figure.
Take it.
I would like to open at the close.
Okay.
In the words of Harry Potter.
Ooh.
Getting back to what I was saying towards the end of the review with the stuff with his mother.
Yeah, that needs to be.
I would love it so much more, and I think it would serve the story much better if they fleshed that out more and started it off in the beginning. I would like it if if Onari was older and he was able to bridge that time gap because, she died when he was born. His father has since passed away. He knew both of them while they were still alive. If you had that bridge in the gap, if you had those stories that he could pass on, so that he could, because just at the end of the show where it's like, oh right, my mom loved me, I'm not going to give up. It would have been so much. It would have hit so much more if Onari had told him stories throughout of your mom never gave up. Your mom had the brightest life I've ever seen. She was too pure for this world. She was great. And your dad, he always fought for what was right. Your dad was, he was a stern man, but he always got the job done. And he was great at it. He may have been tough, but he loved your mother. If those stories and those feelings had come to the surface at the end, if that's what he had remembered, if the icon had showed him the stories that Onari had told him, and the stories that he knew about his parents, it would have been so much more impactful.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I'm just gonna dial back from the story for a second because I do have some issues, but I do want to talk about something else aesthetic wise. I shaved down the chest of the suit.
If you're not going to use the light up function on it, don't have a light up function.
More MMA fighter, less WWE.
It's too big.
It is too big.
It's just a little bit too bulky. Slim it down a little bit so it matches a little bit better.
Do little curls.
Yeah.
You don't got to go to the chest press machine every time.
Yeah, because it looks off, and I don't like how the chest is my main part with the rest of the suit because otherwise I think the suit is fine. It's just, and the fact that he looks like a lightning bug, but that is actually supposed to be.
I thought it was supposed to be a dragonfly.
No, lightning bug.
Oh,
that's why his face glows.
I was always wondering because I feel like when it first came out, we were always saying dragonfly.
No. But yeah, that's the chest just needs to be shaped back because I remember they do a lot of up shots, and it looks like he has double D's. Stop.
Maybe next.
Stop.
Maybe next season.
Stop. Anyway,
do we want to keep the idea that they had floated around for the first 12 episodes or so of trying to teach viewers about these historical figures?
I would be okay with it, but here's what I would change.
Please.
No hug?
Well, duh.
I love hugs, so I'd be okay with that.
I'm getting rid of the hug. The hug is stupid.
Hugs are nice.
But that's not the topic we're discussing right now.
My point ties back to the icons themselves. I would get rid of the person in the blank black suit with the
hoodie on.
Here's what I would do instead. I would cast actors as them and have them wear the hoodies over some sort of a costume. If you had an actor play a full-on actor dressed as Musashi Miyamoto in a red and white samurai garb, or if you had Newton in a blue Victorian, I'm probably getting the time period wrong, but a blue formal attire from the time period.
You have plenty of white guys around Japan. You can get somebody to play Beethoven.
Thane Camus is in the show.
Yeah, Thane Camus is in the show.
He's in the show as somebody inconsequential, but he's there.
Yeah, you can have him play that role and also end up playing
you can cast a Japanese actor. I don't think it would matter.
Yeah, but
it's a Japanese show. It doesn't matter.
I
really don't think it matters.
You could have had some random white guy. You could have Thane Camus play both Beethoven and the character that he ends up playing later.
And Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Billy the Kid.
Hell, you can even make a joke about it. He's like, aren't you... No, I'm Billy the Kid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Billy came first.
No, but
So the joke we ended up coming with Beethoven.
No, but the joke still stands.
But still.
It's don't question it.
But still, if you had a bunch of different actors that could float in and out of the scene...
I just had the dumbest idea.
Well, tell us.
That they're not necessarily going to look like the historical figure. They're going to look like what the Takaru thinks they look like. And if have his character that in the show show up prior, so he's the only white guy he knows. So every white guy historical figure looks like him.
That'd be so good. That'd be amazing.
I don't think that's a dumb idea at all.
That would honestly be hilarious.
I don't think it's a dumb
I
idea at all.
would cry if they did that. I wouldn't be ready. I would just die.
It's like he first shows up like, Archie's like, well, you only know one white guy, so.
This is me now.
And then Beethoven shows up and he's like, you still only know one white guy, really?
And like you said,
I took this form because this is what you think I look like.
yeah. Like you said with Newton.
Racist.
No. Like you said with Newton, it's just like, this is what you... Like, you got it from Drive. We can keep it that he got it in Drive.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that somebody steals it from him. Elaine steals it from him at the beginning of the show.
Either that or nerf it to some degree. Like, there's a...
Lift cities.
Yeah.
You're still thinking about Thane as everybody else.
No, I'm also thinking about...
Thane as Himiko.
No, I'm thinking about something silly I thought of while watching the show. Involving Javert.
I think nerfing it may be the better option. Like, for example, I can't remember the name of the book, but I read a book where this person has telekinesis. But her limit is that she can only lift things with her mind that she can also lift with her body. So she's always working out, so that way her ability gets better. So give it, like, that kind of limit. Like, say...
That's actually pretty interesting.
I still own the book somewhere, I think, if you want to read it.
I'm terrible at reading, but...
I'll look for an audiobook, because another character who has super strength, but only with metal. So, something like that where I control gravity, but to a limited, like, weight, or to one person.
I'm just fine with them doing it last. Like,
that
if he gets it last...
That's why I said either or.
Yeah.
Either give it to him last, or nerf it. And if you're going to nerf it, use it.
I do want to talk about the villains. Let's talk about the villains and the fact that they are lacking. We are getting
Where's your cardboard box?
We're getting rid of the Ganmizers. Mm-hmm. The Ganmizers need to go, or they have to be killed once and only once. Because I was tired of seeing them. Mm-hmm. They gotta go. After you kill them the first time, they are killed. And we don't get copies everywhere.
What if it were just Alan and his father? Instead of all the other people who do nothing.
So would Alan say a bad guy in this case?
No, his father would be the main antagonist.
Okay.
His brother, Adele, wouldn't, like, play into the story at all.
No, he'd be out there rolling in the deep or something.
Yeah. I was going to say Falling from the Sky. I like that song.
That is.
But if it were like if the two of them were the last surviving Genma, and his father was so focused on remaking the human world in their image because they are the last of their kind, I think that would have worked better. As opposed to Adele just being like, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna do it, and the writers never really give him much motivation beyond that.
Yeah, I want to be powerful. Okay. And what past that?
Then pancakes, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, pancakes are great. But no. This show needs a lot of work.
I think we've established that.
It's just like there's so much that I'm trying to think of. As we said at the beginning, moving the thing from 99 days to a whole year, that's fine. Having Spectre be antagonistic for longer, as in Taku was telling him at some point, it's like, we're going to use it on your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Would end up working a little bit better in that situation. Have Spectre not be a syscon, which would be 10 out of 10.
I didn't really feel like they were.
I did.
When they considering getting back to what I was saying about like the psychological damage, I felt like it was sort of there. I feel like with his relationship with his sister, considering they only had each other for however many years they were trapped in the Genma world, it made sense to me from a story perspective why they were as close as they were. And it didn't just come across...
I think it just needed to be written better.
It didn't just come across as, Japan, we need this.
I think it needed to be written better.
They also had Elaine, because, you know, he and Spectre were friends.
True enough.
Get rid of Copy Makoto.
Yeah.
That was a terrible story beat that should have never been done.
Something I would have changed, I would have made Akari a little more consistent. If we're in episode, you know, if we're halfway through the series and she's still going on about reasonable explanation for things, there's a scientific explanation for things.
It gets tired.
It gets really old really quick, especially after we have seen her see evidence of the supernatural. Like, if she's still doing her experiments and still inventing things, that's good. But when it just comes across as her being woefully in denial.
Yeah.
Like, you can have her believe that there's a scientific explanation. Kind of do the thing with, they do in, like, the Thor movies in the MCU. It's that...
Science and magic. They're the same thing, speaking different languages.
They're the same thing, or science to us is magic to you because you don't understand it. Just something like that. So maybe, like, she understood, like, they're like, I need to understand how this works.
I was actually thinking of that comparison, too, when I watched this.
So not about there's got to be a reasonable explanation for this. She, as a scientist, if she is a true scientist, she's not in denial that it's not supernatural. She wants to understand how it works. She wants to understand how does 1 + 1 = 2 in this world of
which is what I think they were trying to do with the scientist gamma that was there.
Yeah. But, like, that is what they need from her.
He was
like,
a bad character.
Like, I want her running tests on Ghost every goddamn episode.
And again,
just trying to figure it out.
The rivalry that she had with the scientist, with Igor, with the scientist gamma.
Oh, yeah, that was his name.
The rivalry that they had, like, again, there was something there that I think they could have done. Well, the two competing sciences, and, if she had used her experiments as a way to help Ghost defeat his, I think that would have been really cool, but...
And so instead she got a vacuum cleaner. Or a leaf blower, whatever the fuck it was.
I mean, it worked.
No, but yeah, that's what I wanted from her. I wanted her to go, wow, this is amazing. How does it work? Not, it's not supernatural, baka! Just, that's not what scientists do. Yeah. They study. They experiment. They are open to learn new things.
Hypothesize.
Exactly. What was that line in Thor Dark World where she's laying on the slab and she goes, is this a quantum such and such? No, it's a soul render. Does it do this? Yes. Quantum thing. Just like, we all have the different words that mean the same thing. You say ghost, apparition, whatever the fuck, she might say a hologram. But it's about knowing about astral projection. It's all about knowing how it works.
Yeah.
If you're an actual scientist and not... I almost got political there. Bite my tongue.
But yeah, I really don't have much else. We've actually already gone over everything. There are a lot of easy fixes that this show could be done to make better.
Pick a story and stick with it.
Pick a story, stick with it, don't repeat. Remove Adele. Have him go set fire to the rain or something. And just be better overall as a story. Like you said, having the dad be a lot more militaristic and totalitarian with the way that he approaches things would end up doing a lot of wonders for how this show is presented. And yeah, I feel like there are just a lot of easy fixes to this, and remove the two other monks. Yeah, they don't need to be there. They added nothing. They provided nothing. Especially because we only got a backstory on one of them, and that was only for 2 episodes, and then he was forgotten again.
Tears in the rain.
That's what we set fire to. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have much else for this.
I guess that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of How We Would Fix. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Tokucast. We are on Patreon. Financial support is always appreciated.
Yeah.
We also have a Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Link for that is in our Twitter feed.
But as always,
subscribe to us if you haven't. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this. Hope you did.
Let us know what shows you want us to do for our show Toku Pitch, where we kind of pitch an American version of Toei shows.
Next time it's their turn. If y'all want to go back and forth, that's fine.
Or it could be just his turn or just my turn.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I have to pick a show and it's got to be a Sentai this time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be.
I want to go back and forth.
Yeah, I did a Rider and a Sentai back to back. So.
But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.